welcome along. My name is Eddie and this is my vlog, and today is September the 5th. We are heading down to our field down here because the soybeans down here have become ripe. The field we've got over the other side, that isn't quite ripe yet, and neither are the carrots. We're expecting about a week or so more, I think, before those either of those will be ready to do. But this field is ready, so I'm just going to bring our tractor and trailer into here. Yeah, there we go. Bring our tractor and trailer into here, and we've got to connect up the combine. So leave this here. This field does have a really nice wide area for us to get in here without destroying any crop. It does mean that there's a chunk out of this field doing this, but it is pretty good for that. Means that we can get things set up. Let's start this up though, and I've already unhitched all of the header from the trailer. We just need to position ourselves in and get it connected up. There we go. And with that on, I can connect up my PTO and my hoses, and we'll reverse her out really nicely. And we're giving ourselves enough space with the tractor and trailer, so they're not anywhere near. And I'm going to go round the field, as always, counterclockwise first. There we go, that's the front. There we go. She is purring at the moment. And yeah, it's done us well this year, this combine. Going through, and yeah, look at that. What a fantastic piece of kit this is. Going at a good rate as well. Soybeans slightly lower yield than we get from have got from our other crops. So the wheat, the oats, and the canola, all a bit. It's all a bit lower than those, but it is going nicely through our combine. I've got no window on this, of course. We have to keep an eye on the fill level, which is going up nicely. We've got about 500, just under 500 litres off that first headland. So yeah, as I said, much lower yield off here, but a much more valuable crop, and it requires less fertilization from us. You know, it has its own nitrogen in soybeans, so really helps our field in general. So yeah, I'm gonna keep on going. We'll have a look in a little bit at how well this is going, and what sort of level of yield we've got, and how full we are off this first headland, which will be good. We're coming up to the end of the first headland, and we're getting about 2.8, 2.9 tons per hectare off here. So actually, it's a little bit more comparable to what we were having from the canola. It's running fairly smoothly through the combine as well. So it's about a third of a tank we've got, just over a third of a tank. And so what we're going to be doing is probably taking all three of these headlands off if we can. I'm expecting to have to get the tractor to meet us, or I'll bring the tractor along this final headland row later. Oh, we're gonna have to. Not got a lot of manoeuvrability here. Let's see if we can't cut in a little bit and manoeuvre this back. Very aware, I've got some very close hedgerow behind me, but that should do it. There we go. Sometimes it is fun manoeuvring at sides of fields like this, especially if you leave the tractor where I did, where it's sort of sitting at the side there. But what are we up to? We are up to 3,000 litres. It's going well. This is about what I'd expected of here. Just under 3 tons a hectare is not bad at all. I'd have said that the experiment of putting soybeans on here this year has been a pretty good success. These soybeans are looking really good. I'm just gonna, I'll pull up at the end of the row and just check that we're not dropping any out the back. But we are getting a really, really nice amount off here. I did not expect this to be as successful as it has been. I am still worried about the other field. It is, as I said, it's not quite showing to be ripe yet. But the further we get into this year, and especially where we are, the more likely it is that we're going to end up with a wet, a wet end to the autumn. We're looking, or a wet end to the harvest season, because autumn's still got a sort of a couple of months to go yet. But as we go more and more into autumn, it is going to get wetter and wetter, and soybeans are a late crop to harvest. I mean, you know, we are into September, and normally I would be finished on most of my harvest by this point. Oh, most of my grain harvest by this point, and moving into the root crops. Yeah, actually, the carrots are about right for when we're looking at them at the moment. For when I've done root crop stuff in the past. Yeah, it is a little bit of an oddity. We are at 5,000 litres, 5,500 litres, so we've only got about 2,000 litres left in the harvester before we need to empty. But yeah, it's running well. The sun is shining, which is always a good thing here. And we'll see where this takes us. I think we might fit this entire field though into our tractor and trailer. 2 loads off this combine will fit into the tractor and trailer. We might, or into the trailer. We might get 3. We might get up to 3 full tanks off here. I don't think we're going to get much more though, looking at the size of this field and the yield we're getting. And we're coming up to 7,000 litres in the tank. In fact, we've just gone over. I think we might. We'll see where we are at the end of this row. We can hold, I think it's about 7,400 litres in here. So if I can get to the end of the row here and bring the tractor and trailer around, I will. It's gonna be close. We are hitting 7,300. I'm not gonna push this any further. So let's get our auger out. I'm gonna turn that off. There we go. And yeah, I'm just going to run over and grab the tractor and trailer, and we'll get this emptied. And here we are, bringing it just up alongside. We've actually got less around the field than I was expecting to from this. So that is good news. Turn this off and put the handbrake on, because we'll empty in place. And up. Way. There we go. And let's unload it. In it goes. So yes, 7,400 litres is going to be about half of this trailer, which is good. Means that we should be able to get, well, we should get at least a single trailer off here. Looking at the fact of how much field there is, how many headlands we've got off here, should work. Should be really good. And should allow us to get a decent amount. There we go. We are empty. Start up our header again, and away we go back into the crop. So we're going to cut in once we've got round the far side of this headland, and that will start getting us into the field with 3, so 6. I'm going to call it about... How many lengths of this field? Yeah, we're probably looking at 9 to 10 lengths of this field to get it, to get a full tank off here. So I think we're going to be cutting in a couple of times before we get anywhere near a full tank. Having said that, we are going to be at least 500 litres before we get to the end of this headland here and start our cutting. So that's good news. And then where I'm going to start my cutting is actually, I'm going to square off this end of the field. So we're gonna come in about here-ish, I think. And you can see our field. One of the nice things about the soybeans is that they do row very nicely like this when you're planting them. So very easy without the tram lines here for us to line ourselves up, get a very straight cut in, and you know, basically give ourselves a good opportunity to follow the flow of the field very, very well. Yeah, it's all going swimmingly at the moment. So had a little bit of a strange sound coming out the back. Just trying to see. I've had the panel open and see what's happened. I can't see anything particularly wrong. And yeah, I've had all of these panels off and everything, and it's just we're not putting any. We're not got any obvious droppage with soybeans on the ground. It's all good from that point of view. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. Let's get everything started up again. And okay, so starter up. Just going to reverse it off a little bit. I think I might need to get the brakes looked at. Yeah, because I've got my foot on the brakes, but the combine's still moving forward slightly. Can I hear anything? No, seems good. Okay, let's continue on. Yeah, thought I had an issue. Doesn't seem to be anything I can see, and whatever it was has stopped now. So onward we go. We've almost completed the first cut-in, and while this bit of the field did have the big cutout at the far end, we are nearly halfway through the field with just coming up to 4,000 litres in the tank. So I'm very much thinking at this point that we are going to get another tank. We're going to get another full tank off this combine. What we aren't going to do is get another full tank after that. There just is not enough crop left on the field for that. Oh, this bit is a little bit wider than I would like to have left. Yeah, let's see if I can just pull that in where that was too wide. Combine is having trouble reversing on this hill. Let's. Wow, something's gone. Including the brakes. Ah, there we go. Okay, that needs to go into the workshop. That is not good. That was a complete loss of power. Right, there we go. Let's put that down. And handbrake on. Yeah, she's holding. Is she okay? That's the second time we've had a bit of an issue like that. I'm just gonna open up the panels and see if I can see anything. No, not. There's nothing obvious. I think we're gonna have to get it back to the shed after this, and give it a complete workup. Definitely not happy though. There we go, and down. And now purring like a baby. I don't know what's happened there. Don't know what's happened at all. But we seem to be getting all of this into this header now. It is right at the limits of the header. I can see it gathering it in. As long as we don't end with a 9-10 split. In fact, yeah, we're not quite over there. We'll come back this way and get that in bit. It's or that little row that's sitting there on the outside. But we are at 4,500 litres, so that's good. That at least is some good news. Yeah, we've got this little road down here we just need to pick up and get. We'll put that right in the middle of the harvester, make sure that we get all of it and that we don't miss any, and then we can come to the top end of the field here and cut in again. We've got plenty of space until we need to unload, and I probably want to go, just looking at this and trying to work out where to cut in over here. This is probably a big enough piece or a small enough piece to just cut straight down the middle. So we'll try and do that. I'm thinking around about here-ish. That is one of the downsides to not having a tram lines in. You'd normally go to the direction of, or you cut in at a tram line knowing the spacing between the tram lines and knowing roughly where you're going to end up. But you know, it's not the end of the world. We get more crop by managing to avoid putting tram lines in here and doing all our fertilizing before the crop fully germinates, or you know, or in the early stages with the young crop. One of the advantages of having cows is that we can get fertilizer on here before we even start working on the field. And one of the advantages of soybeans, of course, is the fact that we have to be on the field less because we put a lot less fertilizer on them. We're up to 6,500 litres in the tank. I think we will probably get to the end of this row maybe, and then empty just at the start of the next row. Or yeah, just at the start of the next row would be better. That way we can bring the tractor around and get it in the right place easily. And it's looking like we're at 6,800, 6,900 litres. So we're going to hit the 7,000 litres as we hit the end of here, which is good. Yeah, there we go. Just over 7,000 litres. So if we cut in a little bit on the other side, then we should be able to get this fairly easily to unload. Let's get the auger out, pull ourselves in a bit, and then actually we know we've got to empty here. I'm not going to do that. Let's turn that off, and we'll just bring this round here knowing we've got to empty. Turn the thresher off as well, and run over here and grab our tractor. That way we can empty at the end. We can get this trailer filled and go and tip it, and then we'll be in a good position for the rest. So we're going to tip this just inside our storage barn, so just to the right hand side of the door as we go in. So let's bring that in and under there. I've left the combine in reverse. Right, up here. Lift. There we go. Lift that up. Pull this forwards. Now we want to try and spread this out as best we can in this trailer, because it's going to go quite high. I can see the very back, so we'll pull back. Make sure that it's spread evenly along the trailer, and hopefully then we don't end up going over anywhere. That's looking good, and that is looking about as full as we can get it. There we go. We have managed to get the whole tank in. That is good news. So let's put our auger in, and we're just going to park the combine here in the bit where we've cut into the row, and that way we can come back and get it all running. So turn off, and yeah, let's hop in this and go and take our nice full trailer of soybeans back to the shed and get it tipped. So we'll bring this back here, and we've got that shed open, and you can see the bay we're going to tip this into. just on the inside here, and it's careful. Now I want to get it in as best I can diagonally here, which will give me the best opportunity of actually tipping this. But I don't want to scrape my trailer against the door. There we go. That's got it. And yeah, then we can get this in here. And we've got a really good set, or a really good harvest in here at the moment. I'm saving that far end of this shed for the carrots. We're going to be putting carrots in the other side of the... There we go. The other side of the bales. We actually have not got as many hay bales as I thought we were going to. We've only got, and we've used some already, but yeah, this is not a massive amount of hay bales. We are self-sufficient at this point. I mean, that is what we were aiming for on here. We're self-sufficient with the cows. We are not so self-sufficient with the sheep at the moment. But the thing I do have, and that we've got going for us, is that the failed grass fields we had with the rain, with the hay, those have improved. So yeah, this is our clover. So a load of clover in here, and this is our grass silage. But over here, look at this. This grass has completely regrown. So yeah, if the weather holds up, then which is saying I'm a little bit worried because we're getting into the wetter part of autumn. But if we get enough dry days, what I'm going to do is try and cut these two grass fields. So it's this one and the one next to the field we're currently harvesting. See if I can cut those two grass fields and make some more hay bales off it. Now that we know the formula that we need to do to successfully make hay here, we need more hay bales because of how this year's been. But yeah, that's the other field there. That is nice and lush and full of grass as well. If we can get those cut and make them dry to hay, then that is gonna work really, really well for us. We should be able to be fully self-sufficient by the end of this year, and make it through to the springtime when we can make more, which would be good. Which is exactly what we're after. Right, I'm gonna park this in the middle of our cut in here because we're just gonna keep widening this now. But I think we're not going to actually empty our combine until we finish this now. I'd be very, very surprised if there was a full tank of soybeans left. We had about 780 litres off that row just then. As a result, if we got 10 rows here, no, then we'd have a full tank. Yeah, we don't. We've got probably about 7 rows, 6 or 7 rows in total on this field remaining. So that means, yeah, that means we're gonna have roughly about 2/3 of a tank, I think. Still a decent amount, you know. We've had an entire trailer's worth off here, and we do have another field of soybeans to get yet. So this is not the end of our soybeans on the farm this year, but it is, yeah, it is definitely a lower yield than we've had of other crops around the farm. Yeah, there we go. Look, that is just 2 rows. That isn't even a full row on the end. So yeah, I think 2/3 might be generous. I think we might be looking at closer to half. Just 2 fairly thin rows remaining, and we've just passed 3,000 litres. So yeah, 3,700-ish would be about half a tank on this. And yeah, we've got 2 half rows basically that need polishing off. So with what we've had before, that should be about 700 litres going into the combine at this point. It is moving a little bit faster with a reduced input into it. Yeah, I am pleased. That is still a decent amount of soybeans off here. I would say, as an experimental crop, the soybeans have been successful on the farm this year, and we are going to have a nice amount. They won't be sold. Prices are best for soybeans, sort of springtime. So we're going to have to hold on to them for a while in order to get the best price. So we'll be doing that. And we'll be selling off the rest over winter. So our wheat and our oats and the carrots will all be gone by sort of the springtime. But the soybeans will still hang around for a while. And then yeah, we'll see if we can make some money off them come the new year. Actually, this is a little bit wider. We're already up to 3,700, so it is going to be more than half a tank that we get off this last part of the field. That is impressive. That makes me very, very happy to be wrong in that direction. Yeah, we're heading for 4,000 meters here. Perfect. Look at that, 4,057 meters. Nothing left on the field. That is a good harvest. Turn that off. We actually don't need the thresher on anymore either. Just want to get this over to here. So the next thing for this combine is going to be down near the sheep farm. Bit of a more tricky field to get the combine into, as it's coming in from the road, and we don't have this massive green area. But I'll bring the other tractor. Oh, stop that! No, we're good. We'll stop that. And oh, I don't think I have any more in the. No, we have emptied it. Let's see. No, we've still got 2,000 litres in. I turned the engine off and stopped it emptying. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we'll get rid of this last 2,000 litres. But we're all done for today. So I've got to go and get the Fiat and get the header for this taken off. Get our combine back to the yard, see if we can get it down into that bottom field ready. Well, we'll take it down there later because I want to get it all set up. For now though, I'm going to leave this here, so all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share, and for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.